Hello, this is Dr. Garrett Castleberry, Program Director for Communication, Media, and Ethics here at Mid-America Christian University. I am here from our B Studio with the video discussion prompt for video discussion number 3 in COM 2143, Digital Media Literacy. Last week, we kicked off an activity that we hope will be extremely productive for us, informative, educational. And we are tentatively calling this long-worded title, the Digital Media Literacy Fake News Scavenger Hunt. And last week, we essentially set up what we will be doing with our third video discussion prompt, but I want to just take a quick minute and cover a couple of additional items that may help us to focus, work on self-presentation, and ultimately execute at the highest possible level while having fun and informing each other. So, to recap, last week we selected a chapter and subchapter or subsection, what the authors identify as a recipe. So chapter recipe, essentially a discussion question that they answer in long form, typically between 15-25 pages, all right, of the book or manual. And to clarify, right, if I can get it to focus here, the Field Guide to Fake News, there we go, that's better, and other information disorders, okay? So this is going to be part of an educational journey we are taking together. We are embarking down this yellow brick road, right? Yellow journalism brick road, something like that. And you all have already made your selections. That can be the first part that just slows us down is, oh, what am I going to do? How do I select or what do I choose? And then once we tackle that, the obvious next question that creeps into our minds, well, how do I talk about it? Or what am I going to talk about? Well, the content's right there, all right? So each recipe or subsection of a chapter that you've selected has the content. You are simply parceling it down, relaying it for us. So your video discussion 3 exercise this week is to relay that information in short form to us. In other words, what's it about? Okay, so what did it tackle? However, we don't just want to sit down and randomly start talking about a chapter. Oh, okay, let's see. Mine was pretty good. It was about fake news, I guess you could say. It was Facebook. That's it, Facebook. It was about Facebook. No. We want to learn how to put our ideas into organized words, all right? That is part of our whole initiative with video discussion in the Communication, Media, and Ethics major at MACU, all right? And so, a couple of pointers, tips to help you organize your thoughts, all right? First and foremost, keep this at the center of your mind, right? The back of your head as you prep. I know sometimes we can start to feel anxious, not only about what to share, but the act of sharing itself, okay? So keep in mind a couple of simple concepts and ideas here. First of all, we are aiming for an extemporaneous style of speaking, okay? So an extemporaneous, in order to understand what it is, if we can reach back to our public speaking concepts here, we can describe what it is not, all right? So extemporaneous style is not impromptu style. Impromptu style is just kind of coming up with it on the fly, right? Off the top of your head. In certain situations, that can work for us. In most situations, we need a little bit of processing to occur, okay? So, it's not impromptu speaking. It's also not manuscript style speech delivery, all right? Manuscript style is where we're reading something verbatim, beginning to end, right? And while reading can be an art and a craft and engaging unto itself, typically that would accompany writing that's very polished, very well worded, grammatically sound, and so that isn't necessarily a category we're looking for either. Also, it's understood you shouldn't be memorized, fully rehearsed. We are aiming for that extemporaneous style because it is the skill, the craft we operate with the most in the real world, in professional situations, okay? So, an extemporaneous style, remember these three things about it. It is prepared, rehearsed, and conversational, right? Prepared, rehearsed, not memorized, but conversational. We're having a conversation. It might be what we call an asynchronous conversation, an asynchronous dialogue, if you will, but we want to relay our information in an informative manner. So when I say informative manner, don't be too vague. All right, that's if you're coming up with it off the top of your head, or you didn't read your section thoroughly, or reread it if necessary, you will come off sounding vague. We won't be able to understand what your section was about. We do want to understand that. We are collectively learning together. This is a group process, all right? And so, extemporaneous delivery, avoid being vague. You can read strategic selections, especially if you've created some lines that you feel more comfortable articulating in that manner directly from your text. That's perfectly fine. We just don't want you to read everything you say to the point that it drags down our energy and it feels less engaging, right? Too canned. We want to be candid, not canned. And so, in other words, provide yourself in your preparation some cliff notes, or better yet, some bullet points, all right? And these will help you stay on track, keep things short, brief, as I say, not as I do, right? But remember, we are simply having a discussion or a conversation here. It's asynchronous, but it's a conversation. It's a discussion, but it's also an educational learning opportunity. I am so excited to jump into this content with you all, our digital fake news scavenger hunt, part 2 of this scavenger hunt in week 3 of digital media literacy. I look forward to your reports. Thank you.